About membrane transport, how substances get in and out of cells. So far, we've focused on the anatomy of the cell membrane or the plasma membrane, that phospholipid bilayer with embedded proteins. But today we're going to focus on the physiology, in other words, the function, and in this case, how substances get across the cell membrane in and out of the cell. Now, cells are bathed in a nutrient-rich fluid. This extracellular fluid, called interstitial fluid, has thousands of ingredients. It's like a nutritious soup, like a pho or a bone broth. And to remain healthy, each cell has to be able to extract from this mix the exact amount of substances it needs at specific times, getting the right substances in and out of the cell at just the right times, just the right quantity. Substances like amino acids, sugars, fatty acids, vitamins and minerals, and regulatory substances like hormones and neurotransmitters. Even the balance of water, how much water is getting in and out of the cell, is crucial for the cells to remain healthy and function properly. Speaking about water, think about what percentage of our body is water, about how much of our cells and body are made up of water. Well, approximately 70%. Think about what that water is like. Well, that water, that base, is a salt water, just like the ocean or the sound. So take a minute, close your eyes, and imagine the ocean or the sound. Take a deep breath and smell the salt water and the seaweed. Salt water, ocean spray. Take another deep breath. That salt water is a beautiful start. Now let's make a nutritious broth. We're going to get our vitamins and our minerals from a nice bone base. We can put in some oxtails so the bone marrow seeps out, get some good minerals. Get some carrots, leeks, garlic, celery. Balance our pH with some vinegar. Get some more amino acids with some fish sauce. Spice it up, herbs and spices like cinnamon, cloves, coriander, star anise, and cardamom. Excellent. And in our interstitial fluid, we have amino acids, sugars, fatty acids, vitamins and minerals, and regulatory substances like hormones and neurotransmitters, all in salt water. If you've ever had homemade pho or a homemade bone broth, it's incredible, or an authentic one. It's nutrition you can feel right down into your core, right down into your cells. All right, so we're going to look at specific transport mechanisms, but when it comes right down to it, there's only two basic types two basic ways that substances get across the cell membrane: passive transport and active transport. And the basic difference between the two all comes down to energy. In passive transport, the cell does not have to use its own energy because the substances move by kinetic forces with concentration gradients or pressure forces. Whereas in active transport, the cell has to use a lot of its own energy to make substances move across concentration gradients or to export substances it makes out of the cell or take substances like bacteria into the cell and break them down. But the big difference here is all about energy. And here on the picture on the right, we've got the little starburst picture with ATP. That stands for adenosine triphosphate, and that's the body's favorite form of energy.